Hello, everybody. I am so happy to be joining you today, whether you're watching this live or later. Today, I really just wanted to talk about breathwork, and I want to keep it pretty short, but just give you kind of an outline of what breathwork is and how it can help you, and how I love to serve people and help people heal and transform through this beautiful practice. So, what breathwork is it's a conscious, continual, connected connection with your breath. And that might sound really hard and abstract to understand, but I'll explain it in this way: is our breath and our breath is the most important function of, and our most important need, right? Oxygen, you're only going to last a couple minutes without it before you die. If you do not have oxygen, if you do not have breath, then everything else, food, water, sleep, all the rest of it, does not matter if you do not have your breath. And so, not that we're not breathing, but oftentimes in our go society, in our society where we are constantly stressed, constantly moving and not moving at the pace that we're designed to be at Mother Nature's pacing, we can often get caught in shallow breathing into our chest. If you've ever noticed, you might be breathing into your chest when you're doing anything in life, whether that's working or rushing around or driving, and we're all that kind of breath. And maybe it's not that dramatic or extreme, or maybe it is, but that kind of breath is going to perpetuate a cycle of anxiety and stress and just continue to keep you in that state. And so what breathwork is it's really giving yourself the opportunity, creating a space for you to really breathe and lower your breath, expand into your belly, and really experience that kind of relief that comes from a deep breath. And when you connect that breath, when you consciously connect the breath and move the breath and move what's coming up with your breath, you have so much potential capacity to heal, to transform, to release limiting beliefs, and to really create a conscious version of yourself, one that you're really aware of what's coming up for you. I'm just going to check my notes so I cover things. So who is breathwork for? Breathwork can help so many people, depending on what you're going through in life, whether you're struggling with anxiety or depression, or you're healing from trauma, or you're wanting to connect to your intuition, or you want to be more productive, have more mental clarity, or healing inflammatory issues, whether that's inflammatory in your body or IBS. One thing about IBS that some people don't know is we hold a lot of fear in our gut. And when we hold fear and tension and all those kinds of things, anxious kind of feelings in our belly, in our lower belly, think about it, if your muscles are contracted, then you're not going to have that flow of health, right? And so there's so many ways that breathwork can help. It's helped me personally heal from anxiety, from eating disorders. I had binge eating disorder and bulimia for 10 years, and I also dabbled with abusing substances to just basically hide from how I was feeling, because I didn't have the tools to feel how I was feeling and move through it. So I would suppress it and I would numb it out, and that's a perfectly normal way to deal with things when we don't have the tools to move through our emotions in a healthy way, in a way that we can learn from them, right? So because our emotions are simply tools and ways that we can learn from ourselves. And so breathwork is really beautiful for tapping into that and really breathing into what's coming up for you. How it's helped my clients is working through kind of a reactive state. If we're rushing around, if we're stressed out, we can be a little bit snappy with people around us, maybe a little bit tired and worn down by our emotions. And that is perfectly normal, but there's another way to live, is when we're in tune with our emotions and that we're not feeling like they're controlling us, that we are not controlling them. That's not what we want to do, is controlling our emotions, but really allowing them to flow through us and knowing that it's not a permanent state. Emotions are simply last from probably about 90 seconds to 2 minutes in their natural state, and it's when we attach a story to them and make something about it and hold on to it because we might be addicted to those sensations. That's when it becomes more of an extended period of time. And so there are many different ways that you can integrate breathwork into your daily life, whether that's into your morning routine, having maybe just a 5-minute breathwork practice of connecting in with your breath. There's many different breath patterns depending on what you want to get out of it, whether you want more energy, more calm, more grounding, more connecting to your higher self. Many ways that breathwork can be used in your morning routine, or maybe it's more in an extended healing session. What I offer to my one-to-one clients is that one-to-one hour-long sessions. We're not breathing for that whole session. We're talking about what's going on in your life. We're talking about what you want out of your life, what you're struggling with, and then bringing in a theme, bringing in some central mantras to really breathe through that healing and release the limitations that are coming up. So you can do it more in those longer sessions, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. There are breathwork modalities that teach it in multiple hours. That's not what I would recommend for beginners. And so that leads me into, if you're just a beginner in breathwork, where should you start? Or where could you start? I highly recommend working with somebody who knows what they're doing, who has experience working with people and has experience with the practice, like a breathwork facilitator. I love to do that. I love to work with people of all experience levels, from all backgrounds, all kinds of issues. Specifically, I love helping women create a stronger relationship with their emotions, like I was speaking about earlier. But in general, I offer workshops to all sorts of people. And it's really a beautiful practice to integrate into your life. Another way that you could use breathwork is at the end of your day before going to bed, really allowing that to release any stress that you've carried throughout your day. And and so some things that you might experience through breathwork is tingling. Tingling is probably the first thing that you might feel. You might feel some tingling in your hands, in your legs, in your feet, in your face. That's all perfectly normal. You might feel what's called tetany, which is really just a contraction of your muscles, and it's really just it happens when you start to circulate your breath more often. It's not supposed to be painful. If it does get to be painful, I guide you through that to guide you out of that. Spiritually or energetically, it can be a sign that you're holding on to something, and so it's really just inviting you to release whatever it is that you're holding on to. Know that you're perfectly safe in this moment to release whatever's going on. Some other things that are really common is all kinds of emotions, and they might not make sense. There might be some kind of emotion that comes up that you can't attach a story to, that you can't put some words around, and that is perfectly okay. You don't need to find a meaning to your emotions. You might be unlocking something that was stored in your body a long time ago, and it's only just now that you feel safe enough to release it, that it feels safe to come up. So tears, anger, frustration, laughter, joy, all of it is perfectly welcome, and you're perfectly safe to move through those emotions. Okay, so that's kind of a wrap up, a quick synopsis of what breathwork is. I'm going to guide you through just a simple 1-minute breathwork pattern that I love to use. I typically use it in the morning to energize my body while also grounding into my body and grounding into my intention for what I want in my day. And so it's going to be a 2-part inhale, a 1-part exhale. It's going to be breathing twice into the nose and out through the mouth. Breathing once into your belly, once into your chest, and then letting it all go. So we're going to do that for 1 minute. And really just closing down your eyes if that feels safe and nourishing for you. Maybe lowering down your gaze, finding somewhere to focus your gaze. And with that exhale, inviting in a releasing, a letting go. You might start to feel the energy being activated. You might not feel anything, and that's also perfectly welcome and perfectly normal. Breathing twice into the nose, letting it go out through the mouth, circulating and not pausing at the bottom or the top. And taking a few more deep breaths, breathing deeper into your belly, deeper into your chest. And then I'm going to invite you into a top hold at the next inhale, breathing in all this air, filling in your whole body. Holding your breath at the top when you can't take another sip of air, holding in this space. Trusting that you are fully safe without this breath because you've added more energy to your system. Noticing what it feels like to be still. And then when you're ready, letting go. Letting go with a sigh. Bringing some movement, maybe some shaking, some stretching. And that's it. That is breathwork in a nutshell. There's so much that we go through in our sessions. And so if you feel called to, or you're maybe not sure, I would love to talk to you, love to discover what it is you're going through, what it is that you need support in, and how breathwork and how I can support you through that. So if you would like to learn more about breathwork, you can send me a DM. You can also find a breathwork for emotional release audio through the link in my bio. And what this is the 10-minute breathwork for emotional release, for releasing emotions. And I guide you through a breath pattern and a sequence to allow you to release any stress, anxiety, frustration, whatever emotion you're going through, and allow you to create a deeper connection with it. So find the link in my bio for that freebie, or you can send me a message and we can move through a one-to-one session. And also stay tuned for some group in-person sessions that I have coming up, as well as online. So many beautiful ways to experience breathwork, but whatever way you do experience it, just know that it is my deepest honor to guide you through this practice, and I would absolutely love to support you, okay? So that's all I have for today. If you have any questions, my inbox is always open, and I would love to connect with you. Have a beautiful day, guys. Bye-bye.